Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read 1 Samuel 17-25, Proverbs 17, and Psalm 83. Let's get started. And the first thing will gather the armies rebel, and they'll gather at Soko, which belongs to Jun, and came to insult the Nazca, and Ephes David, and so on all the men of Israel gathered, and came to the valley of Elah, and drew up in line about against the Philistines, and the Philistines stood on the mount on the one side, and Israel stood on the mount on the other side, and the valley between them. They came out of the camp of the Philistines, and champion named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits in a span. He had a helmet of bronze on his head, and he was armed with a coat made on the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of bronze. He had bronze armor's legs, and javelin bronze slung between his shoulders. His shaft of his spear was like a weaver's beam, and his spear's hair weighed 600 shekels of iron. His shield bearer went before him, and he stood and shouted to the ranks of it. Maybe come out to draw off about, am I not a Philistine? No, you're not so understood. You may face off, let him come down to me. You have to fight. Fight with me to kill me. And then we will be served. If I prevail against him and kill him, we shall be your servants and service. And the person said, I defy the ranks of these others, so give me a man, give me fight together. And so always I heard these words of the first thing, they were dismayed greatly afraid. And David was the son of Ephrathah, Bethlehem, and Judah, named Jesse, who had 8 sons. And Jesse saw the man was already old and advanced in years. The 3 oldest sons of Jesse had called soldiers about. The names of these 3 sons who went to the battle was Eliab, the first one, next to him Abinadi. The third Shammah. David was the youngest, the 3 oldest followed Saul, but David went back and forth himself to keep his father's sheep at Bethlehem. Before the first thing came forward and took a stand, morning and evening. Then Jesse said to David's son, take away your bows and ephod this pass. And then these 10 lies, and carry them quickly to the camp to your brothers. And I shall take these 10 Jews to the commander of their thousand. See if your brothers have them taken from them. And I saw them all day, and all the men Israel in the valley Elah. By him first, and there was the men also sheep, keep them to the river. And Jesse commanded him, and came to him as a host was going up to battle. So the war carried his son the first into the army against army. And David left the fingers in his heart, he could the bag and men to ranks and greatest box. And he took with him behold, the the first thing that Goliath with me. He now found the ranks of the first and speaking the same words as before. And David had all the men in Israel, and they showed men 500 men were much afraid. And the men of Israel said, have you seen this man who has come up? And surely he has come to fight Israel. And the king will arrest him and kill him. Oh, with great riches, and will give him the story and make his heart satisfied in Israel. And they said to me, stood by, what shall we down for the man who kills the Philistine? And they asked me their reproach from Israel, for who is this uncircumcised Philistine? He should defy the lives of the living God. And the people said, yes. And the same way, so shall be done to me and kills him. Now Eliab's eldest brother had all this great company. And Eliab's anger was kindled against David. He said, why become there? With him he begot 50 sheep and waters. And he gave his hunter and sheep and the evil Yahweh. You come down to see that about. And David said, what have I done now? Was not but a word, and he turned away from him to one another. And spake in the same manner, people answered to make dance before. And the words of David spake with him, and he repeated them before Saul. And he said for him, and David said to Saul, and no man's heart fell because of him. His servant will go and fight with the Philistine. And Saul said to David, you are not able to go to the Philistine to fight with him. You are but a youth, and he has been a man of war for his youth. But David said to Saul, his servant used to keep sheep for his father. And there came a lion or a bear, and took a lamb from the flock, and after struck it and delivered it out of his mouth. If he rose against me, called him by his beard, and struck him and killed him. His son struck down both lions and bears, and uncircumcised Philistine shall be like one of them. He is defile the eyes of the living God. And David said, the Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion, from the paw of the bear, the Lord delivered me from the hand of the Philistines. And then Saul said to David, go, and the Lord be with you. And Saul clothed David with dead armor. He put a helmet of bronze on his head and clothed with a coat of mail. And David strapped on his sword over his armor. He was tried in vain to go if he had not tested. And David said, son, I cannot go with these, if I have not tested them. And David put them on, and took the staff in his hand, chose 5 3 stones from the brook, and from the shepherd's house. His sling was in his hand, he braced the Philistine. And the Philistine moved forward and came near to David, his shield bearer in front of him. The Philistine looked and saw David. He disdained him, for he was but a youth, a ruddy and handsome appearance. The Philistine said to David, and my dog, if you come to me with sticks, the Philistine cast to go back to God. The Philistine said to David, come away to me, and I'll give you flesh to the birds today and to the beasts of the field. And David said to the Philistine, you come to me with sword and spear and with javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have to fill. And this day the Lord deliver you into my hand, I'll strike him down and cut off your head. I'll give the dead bodies of the host of the Philistines this day to the birds of the air and to the wild beasts of the earth. All those may know that there is God in Israel, and that all this assembly may know that the Lord saveth not with sword and spear for battle. He'll give you into your hand. And the Philistine rose and came and drew near to me. They ran quickly toward the battle and to meet the Philistine. And he put his hand in his bag and took a stone and slightly and struck the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank into his forehead, and he fell on his face to go. And David provided the Philistine with a sling with a stone and struck the Philistine and killed him. And the sword in the hand there, and David ran to the Philistine, took his sword and out of his sheath and cut off his hand, cut off his head with it. And the Philistine saw that they were temperate. They found the men of Israel and Judah rose, and Judah rose with the sharpest of the Philistine fell to Gath and the gate of Ekron. But the wounded Philistine fell on their way from Shara ran as far as Gath and Ekron. And the people of Israel came back from chasing the Philistines, and David took the head of the Philistines and brought it to Jerusalem. They put his armies to attack. As soon as Saul saw David go against the Philistines, his David looking down like Abe, and the host was this youth. And says to Saul, "There's a king like none." And the king said, "Inquire his son the boys." And as soon as David returned from striking the Philistines, David took him. And then brought him before Saul, the head of the Philistines, and said, Saul said to him, "Here's a young man." And David answered, "So he said, rescue the path on mine." As soon as he had finished speaking to Saul, son of Jonathan was knit to Saul, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And Saul took him that day and returned to his father's house. And Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved his own son. And Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was on him and gave it to David. And then his arm, and his sword, his belt, and his belt. And then David went out successful wherever Saul went to sent him. So that Saul sent him over the men. He sent him over the men of war, and this was given to several people and this in the sight of Saul's servants. I fell coming home, and they returned from striking the first day. And came out of all cities, singing and dancing to meet King Saul. And the tamers sung to drum with musical instruments, and the women sang to one another as they celebrated. Saul struck down 1,000s, and David 10,000. Saul spoke in ears, saying to Smith, and they said, "We ascribe to David 10,000, to me they ascribe thousands. What more can he have but the king?" And so I David from that day on. And the next day a hawk sparrow from God rested upon Saul. He lay within his house when David was playing with light, he did day by day. So his spirit, and Saul had the spirit. And he thought upon David's table. David evaded him twice, so Saul was afraid of David because the Lord had identified from Saul. And Saul removed from his presence and made him a commander of 1,000. And he went out and came over all the people, and David's success in the wars of the takings. And the Lord was with him, and Saul saw he had great successes in faithful warfare. And the wise and Jude loved David, who he went out and came before. And Saul said to David, "Here's my elder daughter Mary, and I will give her to you for a wife, and be valiant for me to fight the Lord's battles." And Saul thought, "Let not my hand be against her, let the hand of the Philistines be against her." And David said to Saul, "Who am I, and who are my relatives? My father claimed Israel. And I should be son-in-law to the king." At the time when Mary, Saul's daughter, should have been given to David, she was given to Israel and the whole of Light for a wife. And Saul's daughter Michal loved David, and she told, and Saul saw the thing pleased him. Saul thought, "Let me give it to her. She will be a snare for him, and the hand of the Philistines may be against her." Therefore Saul said to David a second time, "Shall I be my son-in-law?" And Saul commanded his son, "Speak to David and prophesy, behold, the king is delighted." And all servants loved him, and then become the king's son-in-law. And Saul's servants spake these words in the ears of David. And then David said, "It will seem to you a little thing to become the king's son-in-law, since I am poor and have no reputation." And his son to Saul told him, thus and so did David speak. And Saul said, "Thus shall you say to David, the king desires no bride price except 100 foreskins of the Philistines, and he may avenge the king's enemies." And Saul thought to make David fall by the hand of the Philistines. And so saw David these words to please David, well to me. And while to be the king's son, before the time expired, David rose and went along with his men, and killed 200 Philistines. And David brought their foreskins, which were given in full number to the king. He had become the king's son-in-law. And Saul gave him his daughter Michal for a wife. And Saul saw and knew the Lord was with David. And that Michal, Saul's daughter, loved him. Saul was even more afraid of David. And Saul was David's enemy continually. And the commanders of the Philistines came into battle, and as often as they came out, David had more success than all the servants of Saul. So his name was hung in his esteem. And Saul spake to Jonathan, son, told son, "They should kill David." Jonathan, Saul's son, go out and much on David. And Jonathan told David, "Saul, my father, safe to kill you. Therefore give me God and tell him, stay in a secret place and hide yourself. Now go out and stand beside my father and feel wait. I'll speak to my father about you. And if I learn anything, I'll tell you." And Jonathan spoke well of David. So Saul's father said to him, "If the king sinned against his servant David, because he is not sinned against you, and because his deeds are brought good to you, and took his life in his hand and struck down first. And the Lord grace always before us, we saw him rejoice. Why then will we sin against innocent blood by killing David without cause?" And Saul listened to the voice of son of Jonathan. Saul saw as the Lord those who shall be put to death. And Jonathan called David, as Jonathan reported to him all these things. And Jonathan brought David to Saul, he was in his presence as before. And when there was war again, David went out and brought forth the first instruction of the great blood. So they fled before him. Then half a spirit from the Lord came upon Saul. And sat in his house with the spear in his hand. And David was playing with lion, and Saul sought to pin David to the wall with the spear. He had loosed Saul, so he struck the spear into the wall. And David fled and escaped that night. Saul sent messengers to David's house to watch him. He might kill him in the morning. But the night told David's wife told him, "If you don't escape, he will laugh tonight. Tomorrow you'll be killed." So Michal let David down through the window. He fled away and escaped. Michal took an image and laid it on the bed and put a pillow through it, and his head and covered it with the clothes. And Saul sent messengers to take David, saying, she said, "He is sick." And the source of the messengers to see David, saying, "Bring him up to me in the bed, that I may kill him." And the messengers came in, behold, the image was in the bed with pillows of goat's hair. Saul said to Michal, "Why have you deceived me thus in the night? And he has escaped." And Michal answered Saul, "He said to him, 'Let me go, why should I kill you?' And so David fled and escaped, and went to Samuel at Ramah, and then told him all that Saul had done to him. So Samuel lived in Nath. And it was told Saul, "Behold, David is at Nath in Ramah." And Saul sent messengers to take David, and then they saw the company of the prophet's prophecy. The Samuel standing on his head over them, spirit of God became one messengers. So there's the prophecy, and told Saul who sent other messengers, and there's the prophecy. And Saul sent messengers again the third time, and there's the prophecy. And then he himself went to Ramah, and came to a great wall. And there's a great wall, there's a second. And he asked, where are Samuel and David? And one said, behold, they had Nathan Ramah. And he went there to Nathan, but the spirit of God came upon him. And he see when he prophesied until he came to Nathan Ramah. And he just stripped off his clothes. And he too prophesied before Samuel, and lay naked all that day and all that night. For his still was among the prophets. And David fled from Nathan Ramah and came and said before John, what have I done? What is my deal? What is my sin before your father? And he said, and he said to him, far from me, and shown that my father does nothing really great or small without disclosing to me. Why should my father hide this from me? It is not so. But David vowed against saying, the father knows well that I found favour in the eyes. Many things. Do not let Jonathan know this, lest he be grieved. And truly is the Lord, there is no soul, there is but a step between me and death. And then Jonathan said to David, whenever you say, I'll do for you. David said to Jonathan, behold, tomorrow is new me, and I shall not fail to sit at table with the king. Let me go, I will hide myself in the field till the third day evening. If father misses me at all, then so David earnestly asked David me to run to Bethlehem to see. He only sacrificed their fourth point. David says, it will be well if he is angry. And then know the harm is determined by him. And therefore do account of yourself, for you brought yourself into a covenant of the Lord with you. If there's guilt in me, and kill me yourself, why should you bring me to your father? And Jonathan said, far be it from me, if I knew that it was determined by my father, that not and your father that harm should come to you, were it not to it. Then David said to Jonathan, you would tell me if your father answered to you roughly. And Jonathan said to David, come, let's go out to the field. So they brought out went out into the field. And Jonathan said to David, the Lord, the God of my father, here shall be a witness. I will send down my father about the son tomorrow on the third day, behold. And if he is well disposed toward David, shall I not send and disclose to you? So it should please my heart to do harm. I will do so to Jonathan and more. If I do not disclose it to you and send you away, you may go to safety. May the Lord be with you as he has been with my father. If I am alive, show me steadfast love for the Lord. I may not die. Do not steadfast love for the Lord. From my house forever, when the Lord cuts off every one of his enemies from the face of the earth. And Jonathan made a comment to House of David. May the Lord take vengeance from David's enemies, and Jonathan made David swear again by his love for him, for he loved him as he loved his own son. And Jonathan said to him, tomorrow's a new moon, you'll be missed. You should see who's envy. And on the third day go down quickly to the place where you hid yourself, and the man was in here. And remain beside the stone here. And you'll shoot 3 arrows to the side of it, that are shot in the mark. And you send the boy, and go find the arrows. If I say to you, boy, look, the arrows on this side, you take them. And you got to come, as the Lord knows is safely, and there's no danger. I say to you, look, the arrows are beyond you, and go, for the Lord sent you away. As for the man of which you have spoken, the Lord's between you and me forever. And David hid himself in the field, and you came and King said down to you. King sat on his shoes at all times, by the sea in the wall. Jonathan sat opposite, and Abner sat by Saul's side. And David's place was empty, yet Saul did not stay in him that day. He thought something has happened to him, he is not clean. So he is not clean on the second day, the day after the new. David's place was empty, and Saul said to Jonathan, son, why has not the son of Jesse come to me yesterday or today? Jonathan answered Saul, David earnestly asked him to go to Bethlehem. He said, let me go for our clan hall to sacrifice and see. My brothers are coming, and need to be there. So now if I found favour in the eyes, they may get away and see my brothers for this reason. There is no common to the table. And Saul's anger was clear over Jonathan, and he said to him, and he's done the perverse rebellious woman. No, I do not know. No, I chose the son of Jesse to enter. And she shall remove your mother's nakedness, as long as the son of Jesse lives on the earth. Neither you nor your kingdom shall be established. Therefore send my eyes on the earth. Send and bring them to me, they shall surely die. And Jonathan answered Saul's father, and how shall you be put to death? Why is he done? And Saul held his spear at him to strike him. So Jonathan knew his father was determined to put David to death. And Jonathan rose from the table and faced anger. And made no food the second day of the month, for he was grieved for David. His father disgraced in the morning. Jonathan went out into the field. He pointed with David, and both him the little boy. He said to his boy, run upon the arrows, thou shoot. And the boy ran straight an arrow beyond him. And the boy came to place the arrow that Jonathan shot. Jonathan called after the boy and said, it's not the arrow beyond you. And Jonathan called after the boy. And said, it's not the arrow beyond you. Jonathan called after the boy, hurry, be quick, and be quick, do not stay. So Jonathan's boy gathered up the arrows and came to his master. And the boy knew nothing, only Jonathan and David knew the man. And Jonathan gave his weapon to his boy, and said to him, go and kill him to see. This is his boy, and David rose from his son to sleep, and fell on his face to the ground, and bowed 3 times. And kissed one another, and went from Jonathan. David weeping mess, and Jonathan said to David, go in peace, because they saw on both the rest of them. The Lord shall be between me and you, between us and forever. He rose and departed. And Jonathan went into the city, and David came to Noel, and to him like the place, and him like came to me, and David traveled and said to him, how are you lying down with you? David said to him like the priest, the king was charged with the matter, and said to me, and no one knew anything of the matter which I sent you with. I charge, I made an appointment to you for such and such a place. And what do you have on hand? Give 5 loaves of bread. No, whatever is here, please answer David, no common bread on hand. The holograph, the young man kept himself a woman. And David answered the praise. Truly the woman had been kept from himself always when I go into the expectation. The rest of the young men are holy, evil men. As an ordinary journey. How much more today will their vessels be holy? So the priest came to the holy ground, for there was no bread there but the bread of the presence, which is removed from them before the Lord, to be replaced by a hot bread. On the day is taken away. And a certain man of their servants of Saul was there, and that day declaring before the Lord. And he was Doeg there, the chief of Saul's herdsmen. They said to him, "No, I am not there, his spirit saw him. I run neither my soul nor my weapons." The king spoke to cry hasten, and the priest said, "And the swords of Goliath, and Luke fell to him, we were struck in the valley. Now, behold, as he reckoned and caught behind the effort. You take it, for there is no like but that here." And David said, "There is none like that, give it to me." And David rose and fled that day from Saul, went to retrieve the king of Gath. And said to the said to him, "Is it not David, the king of the land? Do they not say the one that him in days?" Saul struck down 1,000, David 10,000. And David took these words, husband of Pharaoh, retrieved the king of Gath. And in terms of behavior before them turned to be saying to him, "Being marks on doors again, and let spittle run down his beard." And she said to her son, "Behold, I see the man is mad. Why then have you brought him here to me? You are like a madman, for you brought the fellow. As he behaved in madman at my presence, shall his father come into my house?" David departed from there and escaped to cave of Tom. And his brothers and his father's house heard that he went down there too. Everyone was in distress, and everyone was in debt. Everyone was bitten, so gathered together, and he became commander over them. And there were with him about 400 men. David went out from them to his pet Mar. He said to the king, "Well, please my father Mar to stay with me, so I know what God will do for me." And they left him with King Moab and stayed with him all that time. And then David was in the stronghold. The prophet of God said to David, "Do not remain in this stronghold, depart and go into the land." And David departed and went into the forest of Hareth. Saul heard that David was discovered, and the men who were with him. Saul soon David under the tamarisk tree on the height of the spear in his hand. There was someone to stand about it, and Saul said to stones who stood at him, "He had no people around you, well, son of Jesse." And it was son of Jesse who gave everyone who feared him peace. "We make you all commanders 1,000 and commanders 100. And all of you conspired against him. No one disclosed to me when my son makes a covenant. And the son of Jesse, and I am really sorry for me to disclose to me that my son has stood up myself against me. The lie is of this day. And it's a dog there, mine. I stood by sense. So I saw the son of Jesse come to him and to heat it. And he asked him to heat up, and inquired the Lord for him. And gave him provision, gave him sword of Goliath the Philistine. And the king said to summon him like the priest. Son of heat up, and all his father's house, and the priest of it not. All of them came to see the king. And Saul said, "Here now, son of Heater, I here I am, my Lord." And David, and Saul said to him, "Why have you conspired against me?" And the son of Jesse, "And that you have given him bread, and this one inquired of God for. So he's wisdom, to lie with us at this day." Him like answered the king, "And who among all these servants stood faithful to David?" His king's son, and captain over the boy, got on the end of the house. This is the first time they inquired of God for him. "No, let not the king impute anything to his son to all the house of my father. His son has known nothing of all this, much of it." And the king said, "You shall surely die him like in your father's house." And the king said to the guy who stood by him, "Turn and kill the priests of God, because they had us with David. He knew that they fled and did not disclose to me." The sons of the king would not put out their heads to strike the priests of the Lord. And the king said to Doeg, "You turn and strike the priest." And Doeg the Edomite who turned and struck down the priest, and he killed that day 85,000 who were in the effort. And obviously the priest he put to the sword. Both man and woman tried for ox, don't hit you, he put to the sword. When the sons of him like the son of Heater named to be fast name. And fled after David. And Abiathar told David, "Saul killed the priest and the Lord." And David said to Abiathar, "And knew on that day when Doeg the Edomite was there, he was sure to test. I have occasioned death of all the persons of your father's house. Stay with me, don't be afraid, for he who seeks my life seeks your life. With me it shall be in safekeeping." And they told David, "Behold, the Philistines are fighting against Keilah, and Rob and threshing floors." Therefore David inquired of the Lord, "Shall I go and attack these Philistines?" And the Lord said, "David, go and attack the Philistines and save Keilah." And David's men said to him, "Behold, we are afraid and you. How much more then if we go to Keilah against the army of the Philistines?" And David inquired of the Lord again. And the Lord said, "Arise, go down to Keilah, find you the Philistines." And David's men went to Keilah and fought with the Philistines and brought away their livestock and struck them with great blows. So David saved the inhabitants of Keilah. And Abiathar son of Ahimelech had fled to David to Keilah. He came down with an effort his hand. And Saul saw that David come to Keilah, and Saul said, "Go to give him into my hand." He shot himself in by entering the town that gates and bars. And Saul summoned all the people to war. He rode down to Keilah to besiege David's men. David knew that Saul was plotting harm against him. And he said to Abiathar the priest, "Bring the effort here." And David said, "The Lord the God of Israel, your son surely heard that Saul seeks to come to Keilah, to destroy the city of Keilah." And the men of Keilah surrendered me into his hand. Will Saul come down to serve in his head, and the Lord God is our place to his son, and also he will come down. And David said, "Will the men of Keilah surrender me?" And I men into hand. And Saul, and the Lord said, "They will surrender you." David and his men, who were about 600, arose and departed from Keilah. They went wherever they could go. So Saul was told that David escaped from Keilah, gave the expedition, and David remained in the strongholds in the wilderness in the hill country, where the ones was dead. And Saul sought him every day. And God did not give him to his hand. David saw Saul come out to seek his life. David was in the wilderness of Zeph at Horsh. And Jonathan said, "Saul rose one to David at Horsh. And he strengthened his hand, and God said to him, Do not fear, for the hand saw my father will not find. He shall be king of Israel. And he shall be next, and so my father shall know this. To them made a covenant. And the Lord David made a horse and something in her. And his defense went to son gave saying, it's not David hiding among us in the stronghold of a horse. When the hill Hackaway, which is south of Jeshurun, now come down, and king, according to all your hearts desire to come down. And now heart shall be surrendered into the kingdom. And so said, may you be blessed by the Lord. You've had compassion on Gary, you make it more sure. I see a place where it is who's seen in it. His sovereign is very funny. See, therefore, make a taken over like a place where he hides. Come back to me with show information, and I'll go with you. If he isn't there, I'll search my among all the thousands of Judah. They arose and went as if they had a store. Now David's men went the woods of there, and the Arabah to the south of Jeshurun. Saul's men would seek him, and David was told. So he went down to the rock and lived in the woods of there. And Saul heard that he pursued after David in the woods of there. So went on one side of it, and David's men on the other side of the mountain. And David hurrying to get away from Saul. Saul's men were closing on David. And captured the messenger came to Saul, saying, hurry and come, for the first one made ready against them. And Saul returned from pursuit of David and against their foes, and therefore that place was called the Rock of Engedi. This cave, and David went up there and lived in strongholds of Engedi. And Saul returned from falling first in the hilltop. Now David was in the woods of Engedi. And Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all Israel, and seized David's men in front of the wall on good rocks. He came to sheepfolds by the way, there was in the cave, and Saul went to relieve himself. And David was most in the most parts of the cave. The men of David said to him, and it is the day which the Lord said to you, I will give your enemy into your hand. To your hand. And you shall do to him as he shall seem good to you. And David rose and deathly cut off a corner of Saul's robe. And afterward, David's heart struck him because he had cut off a corner of Saul's robe. He said to his men, Lord forbid I should do this to my Lord. And the Lord's anointed to put out my hand against him. Seeing he is the Lord's anointed, so David persuaded his men with these words. He did not permit them to attack Saul, and Saul rose up and left the cave and went on his way. After David also rose and came to the king. And the king called to Saul, my lord the king. And Saul looked behind David by the face to get Abraham measure. And David said to Saul, and he listened to words of men. And said, behold, David seeks to heart. Behold, this day your eyes have seen how the Lord gave you today into my hand in the cave. And some told me to go, but I spare you. I said, I'll not put out my hand against the man, Lord, for he is the king, the Lord's anointed. Saying, my father, see the corner of your robe in my hand. No, by the fact that I cut off the corner of your robe and did not kill you, you may know and see that there's no wrong raised on my head. May not sin against you, lay upon my life and take it. And the Lord judge between me and you, the Lord avenge me against you. My hand shall not be against you. The prophets of the ancient says, the wicked comes with us, so the hand shall not be against you. After him is King Israel comes out. And after him do you pursue after a dead dog. After for him, may the Lord therefore be judge and sentence between me and you. And say to him, plead my cause until it be from your hand. And since David finished speaking his words to Saul, Saul said, is this your voice, my son David? And Saul lifted up his voice and murmured, yes, David, you are more righteous than I, for you repaid me good, whereas I repaid evil. You declared to say how you dealt well with me, and that you did not kill me. And where the Lord put me into your hands. If men find sin, it will only let them go be safe. And though what you with care to know for what you have done to me this day. Now behold, and you shall surely be king. And the king of Israel shall be established in your hand. Do therefore by the Lord that you will not go with my offspring after me. You will not destroy my name out of my father's house. And they saw this to Saul, and Saul went home, and David's men went up to stronghold. And Samuel died also as son Lord and man for him. And they buried him in his house at Ramah. And David rose and went down to the woman's prayer. And other men and Mount whose business was in Carmel. And Israel received 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats. They were shearing sheep in Carmel. And the name of the man was Nabal, and the name was Abigail. Rose to stand and beautiful. The man was harsh and badly behaved. He was a Caleb, and David heard in the wilderness of Nabal shearing the sheep. And David sent 10 young men. David said to 2 young men, go up to Carmel and go up to Nabal and greet him in my name. I shall greet him, peace be to him, peace be to your house. Peace be to all that you have. I hate you, showed. Now your shepherds have been with us. We did no harm, and they missed nothing. All the time when they were in Carmel, I'll see them, and they'll tell you. Therefore, you let my young men fire and pay me eyes. You come on the feast day, and you get whatever you have at hand to your sons. Even to your son David. When David's young men came, his to Nabal in the name of David. And then they went, and Nabal answered David's sons. There was David, who was the son of Jesse, and there are many sons these days who are breaking away from their masters. Should I take my bread and my water, and that may they have killed for my stores? Go to men whom I have not known where. David's young men turned and came back and told him all this. And David said to him, every man strapped on his sword, every man strapped on his sword. David strapped on his sword. About 400 men went out after David. After 200 men remained with the baggage. When the young men told Abigail and David's wife, behold, David sent messengers to other ones to be our master. And he vowed out, nothing no very good to us. They suffered no harm, and we did not miss anything when we went the fields. And some we went with them, they were war to us, both by night and by day, all while we were with them keeping the sheep. And therefore know this thing we said we should do. I have to turn against our master and against all his house, and is such a worthless man, what can I speak to? And Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves. She was took away, and 5 sheep already prepared and made 5 seeds. A parched grain, 100 custards raised, and 200 cakes of figs. Lay them on donkeys. He said to the young man, go on before me, behold, I come after you. If you not tell our husband neighbours, he rode on the donkey, came under the cover of the mountain. Now David and his men came down to her, and she met them. David had said, Surely they having got all his fellow has it was, and nothing was missed of what I belonged to. He returned to the evil God to shed to enemies and David and was safe. By morning I lived so much as one male of all he belonged to. Then Abigail saw David, she heard and got down from the donkey, fell before David on the face, and bowed to God. She fell at his feet and said, O me alone, my Lord, be the God. Please, son, speaking as hear the words of your son, and know my Lord, regardless of what the fellow. And David praised his name, and so is he, name was his name. Voice was the milestone, did not see the young man, my Lord. And he said, Not then, my Lord. His Lord is who is soulless. Is the Lord's restrained from blood, from sake with their hand. Other than the enemies of the city evil to do evil to my Lord be as name. And after his presence, the servants brought to my Lord. Lord be given to the young man who followed my Lord. Make me good to trust my stone. And the Lord then make my Lord a strong house. Because my Lord is fighting the battles of the Lord. And evil shall be found near us, so long as you live. You may rise up to pursue in secret life. The life of my Lord shall be bound and bound of the living in the care of the Lord. Your God, as Elijah enemy shall sling out from hopelessly. As the Lord has done to my Lord, according to all the good that he has spoken concerning you. As upon you, Prince of Israel, my Lord shall have no cause of grave, no pangs of conscience or having shed blood, no cause of my Lord, but salvation and himself. And the Lord dealt well with my Lord, I remember my servant Israel to Abigail. Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel. I sent you this day to meet me. Blessed be your discretion, blessed be you who kept me this day from blood, and for work salvation with my own hand. Be sure as with the Lord, the God of Israel, those who restrain me from hiding me, unless you have hurried to come and meet me. Joy by morning there had not been left in Nabal so much as bone meal. And David received from him what she brought him. And he said to her, Go up in peace to your house. She have obeyed your voice, and I have granted your petition. And Abigail came to Nabal and behold, he was holding a feast in his house, like a feast of a king. Nabal's heart was merry with him, for he was very drunk. But she told him nothing of all that had gone on in his heart. Nothing of all that had gone on. And Earl until the morning light. In the morning, when the Ryan had gone out of Nabal, his wife told him these things. His heart died within her, and they became his son. About 10 days later, Jun struck Nabal, and he died. David heard that Nabal was dead. He said, Blessed be the Lord, whose revenge and insult I received with the hand of Nabal, who came back his servant from wrongdoing. And the Lord returned the evil of Nabal on his own hand. And David sent and spoke to Abigail to take her as his wife. And then the sons of David came to Abigail at Carmel. They said, David sent us to you to take you to him as his wife. And she rose about the face of the ground and said, Behold your husband. Her mate is your son to wash the feet of the sons of my Lord. I heard him rise as man and donkey. And her 5 young women turned her, followed the messengers of David and became his wife. And David took a heathen Lord judge, and both of them became his wife. So had it given much to his daughter with David's wife to Palti, son of Laish, who was to Gal. Proverbs 17. Better to Jamus and quiet than half of a face of strife. Then his wife to the Lord of some action, but he will share the inheritance with one of the girls, whose spirits will share with the fancy of God. The Lord tests heart, and evil don't listen to wicked lips. And light gives you to mischievous tongue. Whoever mocks the poor and such to make, he is glad calling you will not go punished. The grandchildren of the crown of the age, and glory turns their fathers. And the fires which not become to a full still, unless his force be zero prince. And the Bible is like a magic stone, the money eyes the one who lives, and wherever he tends prospers. The love covers the fence, seeks love. He repeats a man, separates close friends. Because he goes deep into a man understanding, and 100 blows into a fool. Evil man seeks only bread, and cover my snow be sent against it. And a man may sheep robbed of the cause thereof, and the fool is fight. Whoever turns evil for good, he will not depart from his house. A beginning of strife like man out wood, and he stood quick before the quarrel breaks out. He justifies the wicked, and he condemns the righteous. Oath like an abomination to the Lord, shall fall with money hand to buy wisdom in his nice times. And then at all times, above the poor for adversity, one who lacks sense goes applies, and puts up security in the presence of his neighbor. One who loves strength, quickly loves strife, he makes door haste destruction. The young heart does not go, one with its stone, for its glory. He strives a fool gets himself sorry. And the father of fool is no joy. And the joyful has good mess, and her spirit drives the burns. And the wicked steps about to provide the ways of justice. And the son sits face toward wisdom, and on the eyes of the fool ends death. And the fool's nose grew to his father, and bitterness to her goal. He's impressed with finding righteous man is not good. The man not strikes the devil for their upright, so strange to words he not. And he is close spirits and man of day, and the fool who keeps silence conceals. He wears his lips, and is dimmed and intelligent. Psalm 83. O God, do not keep silence, do not hold your peace or be still, God, put behind your enemies, make them uproar. Those who hate you have raised up their heads. They crafty plans against people who consult together, they have your treasure ones. They say, Come, let us wipe them out, and as a nation of the name Israel be remembered no more. They conspire upon a court, though, against the great covenant. Then to Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab and the Hagrites, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek. First year, if they have to tie Asher as a strong, a strong arm of children of law. The reason is you did to me, and his sister and Javan as the revocation, who treasure Endor, and became down on the ground. Make the nail like Orb and Zeb, and princes like Zeb and Zalmanah, who shall let us take possession for ourselves. The passion of God, like a mark of abundant dust, like chaff before the wind. And as fire consumes the forest, as flame sets the mountains of ice. There's a maybe pursued understand by some for terrify them with hurricane. And with their face was shamed, they may secret name below. And then can be put to shame and dismay forever. And person disgrace. You may know through your learn whose name is the Lord, all the most high over all the earth. And that's not to the Lord's prayer, but if you have the fault, never held be in there. You can come to down like this in heaven. You dead dead, but we as a station to ground up, because they don't take the little thing for one. There's the kingdom of the pound of grave, but I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.